Alright, this is Southern Hammer, YouTube channel brought to you from the land of hospitality, sweet tea, and all the firearms that are precursors to the Holy Bolter. What we're going to go over in this video is how to piece together part of a kit called the Sanctum Bridge. Whenever you're done with it, it's tall, monolithic, and really kind of stands out on the table. So the kit itself is going to come with a, if you buy it as a whole, you'll get some other structures with it. I might do a video of those in the future, but today we're just going to focus on the bridge, how to do it and how to make sure that it you do it the right way so that it holds up to the test of time. So what you get is you get these two bridge pieces. Sometimes they come with floors, sometimes they don't. I've got one upstairs that doesn't have any floors, it's not a big deal. So you'll notice these are the bottom because there's nothing, no divot marks on the bottom of it, like one of these would have. So, all right, you come with those. You got your portions that slide into the bridge right here and here. So those will slide in, and then you got your actual bridge top pieces. And then these tiny little bitty pieces of plastic here. I had to reach out to the guy who sent this stuff to me a few weeks ago. Like, what were they for? I was like, hey, what are these things for? So these things are for keeping the bridges themselves together. So I'll just kind of act like somewhat of a bridge gap. So you stick one in there, stick the other one in there, and then you can connect the dots to another end of the bridge. So yeah, they're pretty neat kits. All right, I'm gonna pause the video real quick, and then okay, on to the next step. It's the actual assembly of the bridge. So I'm using Alina's tacky glue, what I've used on a ton of these other projects. For the majority of this build, but whenever the bridge connects together, Gorilla Glue is the way you definitely got to go this way, or else you'll put some weight on it and the whole thing will come crashing down. So we're going to do this tacky glue first. So you got channels here, and channels here. What I do is I just get a pretty decent amount of tacky glue, and just kind of let it go inside that channel. That's one. Same thing for the other one. And to the other side. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with this one. Sometimes when I like to do on these pieces themselves, I'll go ahead and give it an extra coat. Gravity is really going to be your friend because these things do slide into place pretty easy. So it should be relatively simple. Okay, so once you got that done, get yourself a little slot and just go straight down. When you get some excess, that's fine. Just get it and wipe it on whatever you want. It's not going to harm anything. All right, so we're going to pause the video. We're going to knock out all four of these, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the Sanctum Bridge support railings have all been done. Again, I'm using Alina's tacky glue. This stuff starts out white, but whenever it finally cures, it will be crystal clear. Usually this stuff cures in about 3 or 4 hours, totally. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this piece on top of the bridge itself. So you notice there's two little divots in it, here and here, and it goes this little portion here and here. So what I do is I just liberally apply a lot of this tacky glue. Again, the only way you can mess this step up is if you chose not to glue enough. So it's gonna sit just like that, and it slots in real nicely. All right, I'll pause the video. We'll knock this other one out, and we'll get back to finishing the rest of this build. Okay, so the other piece is on. We're going to work on putting on the actual top layer of the bridge itself. So each of these kits, some of them will have these little triangle cutouts here and here. That is what you use these things for. So get them, break them in half, break them in half again. What I like to do is just take one of them, kind of soak it from one side with some tacky glue, shove it in there. kind of stick out like that. And do the same thing all the way around. So each of these portions of this bridge come with 4. Okay, I'll pause the video so I won't waste you guys' time. And then we'll go ahead and knock the rest of these out. Should take more than a few minutes. Okay, so all 4 of those tiny pieces were slotted in with some Alina's tacky glue. Now we're gonna put it on the actual bridge itself. So what I'm gonna do is take this thing, apply a liberal amount of glue. And you want the glue on these top railings. Okay. All right, so again, this thing should just slot right in. Slide it in, press it together. Again, you see some of the stuff squirting out the side. It's not a big deal. It'll be covered up with your primer, or you can just take your finger and dab some of it off. All right, I'm gonna knock it out for the knock out the rest of these portions of the bridge, and then we're gonna go over why you have to use this to make sure that that holds together better. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the tops of the bridges are on. So what we're gonna do now is connect them. So don't use Alina's tacky glue or some normal PVA glue on this, because it's just not going to work out. It'll fall apart the next day. Get you some Gorilla Glue or something of like manner. And kind of doing the same thing, but we're using this instead of tacky glue. Okay, notice this stuff is ultra thick. It's okay. You don't want it too thick because you want it to hold. And you're getting, taking these same little triangles, sticking them in just like you did before. 4 of them to deal with. 2 more. Right, last one. Okay, and now we push them together. So we're going to go inside the same slots. Let's use a little bit of this on the tips of these, just so when they slot in, it's a bit more seamless. Let's see how it works out. This stuff takes about 24 hours to cure, which is why me and my father-in-law are doing this video tonight, so that maybe tomorrow I can get it painted up for you guys. It's a very, very quick paint scheme, super quick. You could probably prime this thing, have it completely painted in 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half total. It's super fast. So we'll go ahead and pause the video here, but key takeaway notes. You gotta have this for the center or something like it. And if you do, I think it'll stand up to the test of time. Everything else you can get away with tacky glue just because it's not that heavy. But throwing these 2 bridges together, it's like that. So, okay, that's all I got right now. See you all on the next portion of the video. All right, whenever you're done, you should have at least one of these tall bridges assembled like this. And again, don't forget to use the Gorilla Glue in the middle. These are other segmented portions of bridges. They're also available. If you'd like them, you can find them on STL files, or there's a guy who I go through that I get all these prints from. I'll include his website and a hyperlink in the video description. I'm going to pause this video, let this stuff cure for 24 hours, and then create another video real quick on something called the Kathleen Railway. It's a really cool train piece. So, all right, see you in a second. Okay, so we've taken the bridge, we've glued it all together really well. Remember, you want to use something like this Gorilla Clear Glue on the center portion of this to actually keep the sides held together and wait for about 24 hours for it to cure. We primed it with Grey Seer, and now we're ready to go to the next step. The next step is a very simple one, effective, and very fast. You're taking Citadel's Lahmian Medium and Citadel's Nuln oil shade paint, doing a 50-50 mix, putting it on a palette pad like this one right here, and mixing it up pretty well, and then you're just applying liberally over the entire thing. So this is our first step. Just get it, grab any type of big brush like this, and you're just working your way through. All you want to do is just get a little bit of this on everything that you can, so it shades down the color a little bit. All right, I'm gonna pause the video and knock this thing out, and we'll keep going from there. All right, when you're done, you'll have something that looks like this. It's been shaded down pretty good. We're gonna give it a little bit to dry before we move on to the next step. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, so here's the last sequence of videos for these bridges. So we've assembled them together. We've made sure we used some form of PVA glue for most of it, and some type of Gorilla Glue or something for any of the middle portion, just so they stick there much stronger. And we've used Citadel's Grey Seer primer on it, which is giving it a pretty nice look. You've done a 50-50 mix of Lahmian Medium and Citadel's Nuln oil shade paint across the entire model. They end up looking something like this. So you only got you get 3 steps left. One, we'll be using Grey Seer, which is a base paint from Citadel. The other is Pallid Witch Flesh, which is a layer paint from Citadel, and this AK Terrain's Dark Earth acrylic diorama. So on the bases or any of the bottoms of like this tall bridge structure and a couple of the smaller ones over there that have a base, the only thing I do that's extra is I'll take this, I will get a brush I do not care about at all, which would be this one. I'll mix it in, and I'll just dab all over it and liberally apply until the bottom of it looks like it's covered in dirt, with these little bitty small portions around it being the rocks that are coming out of it. So that'll be the last step. So the first thing you want to do is take some Grey Seer, get a pot, and again, this doesn't have to be an exact science. Just get some of it, stick it on a palette. Try to make it nice and flat if you possibly can. Take a makeup brush or something. I've used this one a lot. Every time I get done using it, the paint hardens on it, and I just end up taking scissors and clipping even more. So take a bunch of that, dab it really good. Whenever you're done, go to something like a paper towel. Dig the head of that brush into it, whirl it around a few times so that it becomes most of the paint comes off of it, and then now you're just doing a very small, subtle shade of dry brushing, and you'll notice it. So right here on the sides and the edges, you notice it's already kind of starting to come up just with its first initial portion. You're gonna do this across the entire model with Grey Seer first. It's very important you do it in steps, and then after that, after you're done with the Grey Seer, do it with Pallid Witch Flesh. You want both the paints to stack on top of each other because it creates a much more vibrant effect, and it'll really start to draw your eyes into the model a lot better in the end. There's some type of magic, some esoteric sense of stuff to it that I don't mess with now that I've done the process a few times, because the end result is pretty good. So already you can kind of see that this dry brush is creating a little bit of depth. Your eyes being drawn into the darker places on the in the recesses of the model, and you can tell a different contrast between the lighter portions and the darker portions. So I'm gonna get done, pause this video. I think I'm gonna knock both these bridges out real quick, and then I'll do it again with Pallid Witch Flesh, and then we'll be done. All right. Okay, so I've done Grey Seer over both of these. Again, very, very small, subtle highlight. You'll really be able to tell it on these little spike portions. Now we're going to go to the one that really kind of makes it pop out, which is this Pallid Witch Flesh layer paint by Citadel. So same thing, get an old makeup brush you don't care about, gather much paint on it, scrape as much off on a napkin as you can, and then you're doing the same kind of back and forth motion. But you'll notice the Pallid Witch Flesh definitely pops a lot bigger and more obvious than the Grey Seer. It really starts to provide that last little bit of depth. So this is just a really, really quick portion. You can go ahead and see the kind of gradient we have now, as opposed to this side. It's kind of flatter. This side, you can definitely see it draws your eye in a lot more. And when you put this on the tabletop, it just, I mean, the results kind of speak for themselves. It does really well. It's a very, very good effect, and it's a pretty fast application. So I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to knock both of these out. I'll come back and I'll do one more showing me using this Dark Earth diorama terrain paint from AK. And then we'll close out this video for good. And at some point in time, I'll try to do some elementary editing, very elementary, and throw this thing on the internet. Maybe it'll help somebody get down the road. All right, almost there. Okay, the last part of the video, this AK interactive paint. So you'll notice just with the two of these that applying those two dry brushes, one being Grey Seer, the other being Pallid Witch Flesh. On top of the Grey Seer, it's giving it kind of a nice, it adds more depth to the model whenever you're looking at it. All right, so again, take a brush you don't care about. This is one I don't care about a whole lot, because this stuff will really destroy any type of brush that you use. So I just use one of those. So get this, and you just want to put, use this AK interactive paint. There's all kind of different variations of this. This Dark Earth has served me well for a long time, and you can get it off Amazon for a couple bucks. And then, yeah, it's in your hands, and I can, one little bottle of this stuff goes a long ways. So you just kind of mess around, leave some portions of this out where some rocks might be outcropping from the dirt and mud, but everything else, for the most part, go and just cover it up. Whenever you're done, you'll leave this, let this hang out on a table for probably about an hour or so. It'll dry super hard, and you can, if you wanted to, like shade this down with like Agrax Earth Shade and dry brush it with something like Steel Legion Drab or something along those lines, a slightly lighter color if you wanted to add some gradient to it. I've never really felt the need to do it after applying this step. I just kind of leave it as is, but you could always dry brush it up just like you did with this one. And the key is you're just you're taking the base tone of whatever the color it is, and you're just going a couple notches up on the color spectrum for brightness. So just pick whatever color brown you ultimately like for this to be, and just slowly kind of work your way up. Again, on the other side, just get it, liberally apply, leave a couple gaps where some of the rubble is falling through to make it look a little more realistic. Yeah, so that's this video done. I'm gonna post this video with some pictures and stuff. I gotta send a lot of these pictures to Isaac, a guy who sends me this terrain, which I'm very, very grateful for. Gotta send that stuff to him maybe later tonight. I'll try to see if my internet will cooperate and allow me to upload some of these videos to YouTube. Yeah, they're great kits. Again, they're available. I don't know. Someone made these. They're available in STL files. That guy I get them from has a commercial license to print them. I don't 3D print. It's one of the small aspects of this hobby that I just haven't sunk my teeth into. So I've always kind of headhunted for good terrain. And the guy who I'm working with now always delivers. His stuff's comes up to the house on time. It's easy to assemble, and the end result is it looks really, really great. All this terrain that this would be an entire Sanctum city. I've got several different portions in these bridges. They'll all be used in a big, huge, probably 30,000 versus 30,000 points apocalypse match that we're going to be doing sometime in the near future, in the middle of next month. So, anyways. And I'll stop rambling along, but yep, ends up looking something like this. Again, just leave it, let it hang out. It'll get a little bit darker, and then you're done. So congratulations, you got some cool little works of art that are really, really unique to the setting. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll keep cranking some of these out as I get new pieces. All right, goodbye.